Good morning, good day, good evening, whichever one it may be for you. Welcome to the Disc Golf Show. My name is Nick, and this is episode 18 of the 2026 season. Shout out to our sponsors, the first being Final Nine Sports, our local pro shop. If you're in Northern California, Sacramento area, they have two locations, one in Orangevale, one in Rocklin. Always support local if you can. However, if you're unable to find what you're looking for at your local pro shop, we have got a remedy for that, and that is Disc Golf Deals USA. If you go to discgolfdealsusa.com/discgolfshow, you can save 10% off of your entire order. Some exclusions do apply. As always, we like to start off the show news segment with good news, and we've got a good amount of that today. First, shout out to one of our old school locals from the area. He's not here anymore, but Drew Gibson. He recently got a win at the 2026 Beaver State Fling presented by Innova Champion Discs. This is his first win in 2 years and, even more importantly, first win as a dad. So shout out to him. It's good to see him back in at the top in some of these bigger events. I do miss the Beaver State Fling being on the tour. I don't know about you, but I loved seeing that course live. But shout out to Drew. Also, Stacie Rawnsley made an update. So she states that she is happy with her life after tour. She just like to support these people who used to be and are still semi-involved in disc golf. She'll be going on a mission to Sri Lanka from July 20th to 29th. If you do feel the desire and are a fan of hers, there will be a link below to donate to her mission. So shout out to her on her future endeavors. There was also an alumni vote to fund a new disc golf course. And these are the things that I like to see, and hopefully more of these things happen. Near Midland campus in Midland, Michigan. Disc Golf Club was the winner of the spring 2026 competition, and that gave them ability to put in a 9-hole disc golf course close to campus near Fisher Trail. Again, more of this stuff needs to happen where disc golf is involved in some of these opportunities, and just like this, I like to highlight these things, whether it's in our area or not. We like to show some support. So shout out to that new upcoming 9-hole course near Midland campus in Midland, Michigan. Women's Global event, that is coming up. That is happening May 15th to the 25th. Currently, there are over 2,000, probably more than this now, but at the time that I had this, 2,040 participants and counting. That is amazing to hear. Hopefully there's more that adds to it by that date. And don't forget, if you are TDing one of these women's global events, you can contact the PDGA and you can get your free WGE disc golf pins for all of your participants. Do not forget about that. They are amazing disc golf pins. We're a big fan of them, and it's always good to see them involved in these larger events. Paul McBeth Foundation recently also announced the last card standing, and this is an all-day pledge commitment to play 24 hours on June 20th. There will be special prizes for those who are able to throw for 24 straight hours. You get pledges for your every hole that's played, and yeah, it's just another version of throw. And you can again sign up at throwformore.com. So it is the Throw for More event, but it's an addition to it. So you can boast about being some of the few that were able to and committed to throw for 24 hours that day, June 20th. I would love to do that if I had the time and energy. I'm getting up there. My energy is less and less. But moving on, we do have an announcement for Yeet Street discs. Moving forward, it looks like Prodigy is going to be producing those discs. So if you are a fan of Yeet Street discs, know that the plastic will be coming from Prodigy. Nate Heinold also made an announcement. He will be retiring from the PDGA Board of Directors later this summer after 9 years of service. So shout out to him for what he's done, whether you like him or not, for whatever reasons. He's done his best from his point of view to help disc golf. And he's definitely grown a lot of events and pushed the sport in different ways. But, you know, you got to take the good with the bad, whichever of that you may see in him. You know, not everything he did was bad, and I'm sure not everything he did was good, but we appreciate all that he has done for the sport that has grown it to where it is now. Squatch made an announcement, and they've been teasing some bags. Those being 3 new signature bags releasing later this month. So if you are a fan of Squatch and some of these players, signature players, we have Aderhold, not a surprise. Badlands Lore is the bag that he will be repping. Heimberg has a signature bag and an Orange Legend, and Buhr has a Cherry Legend bag. So go check those out if you are looking for a new bag and do like the Squatch brand. Also, not only that with Gannon Buhr has a commanding lead right now in the PowerBall World Standings. The next closest is Ricky Wysocki and Isaac Robinson, but if you've seen it, Gannon Buhr is still a large chunk ahead of those guys in those standings. In case you were curious as to what major fees cost, the European Open for entry fee is $400, and after all the fees, it's $416.82. So just know that you're normally, I'd say A tiers are around $100, probably 80 to 120 depending on the division, maybe 150 when you get into the bigger A tiers, and then tour events. Obviously, we know those are closer to the $300 mark, but you know, all that money goes towards payout and production and all the behind the scenes work that goes into those events across the board, whether it's A tier, C tier, Pro Tour, Major. Just know that right now, those fees are around that $400 plus mark for major players. Also, with the newly approved MachX Pro being announced recently, we have news that it is debuting at the Barbasol Open at Austin, which is coming up later this week. So we'll be able to see how those work at that event and see what the players think of them afterwards. McBeth had an announcement that not an announcement, but we did notice that he ended up backing out of the Open at Austin. Not a good sign. Also, not a great sign that he isn't currently scheduled to play an event until May 21st, which is the OTB Open. So I'm hoping that he's able to recover from whatever it is that's ailing him. You know, big supporters and fans of McBeth and what he's done for the sport. We know that he's advanced it in many, many ways, not only visibly and promotion-wise, but for the players themselves. But we hope that what he's going through resolves itself, or he's able to clear it up, and we get to see him back out on tour as soon as possible. So our thoughts and prayers go to him. Last but not least for news, there's been a little bit of frustration with spectators or with viewers on the fact that WACO is not live streamed. I am on that side. I do enjoy seeing the course for WACO, and I'm much more of a live sports kind of a viewer. I know I used to watch a lot of post-production, Jomez post-production stuff and CCDG post-production stuff back in the day, but it's tough when you have an event that was on tour and people did enjoy watching it, and then it ends up getting kicked off of live coverage option because it gets, I hate to say demoted, but dropped to to a different series, and that being the new Jomez Pro series. This WACO event is part of that. It's the first event this season. It's just not great that we don't get to watch the live coverage. Of course, it is next day via Jomez Pro. So if you are curious, you can go watch those on their channel. But yeah, I definitely enjoy watching the WACO course live. Shout out to Barsby. This is his first event back after of 2026, after having to address his ankle tendon issues that he got back when he was 15 via skateboarding. So again, injuries, man. We're seeing a lot of how injuries affect players, whether they're old injuries or current ailments. We just hope that, again, he's able to push through. World champ Greg, we like to see him in the mix as well. As for the winners of this recent event for WACO, we had Owen Scoggins for FPO and Emerson Keith got another big win. So we haven't seen his name at the top for a bit. We do know who he is. We've seen him on tour for many, many years, and it's good to see him get another big win. That leads us to the question of the episode, guys. Kind of pretty much related to WACO, DGPT. How do you feel about DGPT having the new Jomez Pro Series events? The question added on to that is, does having more levels of events help the sport or hinder it? We know we still have the Q Series, which is a lower level DGPT series, but now we have Jomez Pro Series, we have DGPT events, we have DGPT Plus and playoff events. We do have Euro Tour and Europe Silver. Those are more understandable because those are overseas. So there's only really 2 over there. But as for a whole, do you think it waters it down? Do you think it helps having these different tiers and layers of series? Yeah, let me know what you think about that. I'm kind of torn. Obviously, I like seeing more disc golf. More disc golf is good disc golf. But when it comes to limiting the ability to watch live streaming events, that's frustrating. Also, third question. Are you more of a live coverage or post-production viewer? Which do you prefer? Let me know. I'm always curious to see your guys' opinions on these things. Before we move on to gear and equipment, guys, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, like, share, notifications, all the goods. It really is appreciated. I really do thank you for all your support. But yeah, if you can do that, again, thank you very much. Moving on to gear and equipment, guys. This segment is brought to you by Disc Golf Deals USA. Go to discgolfdealsusa.com/disc golf show. Save 10% off of your entire order. You've got large order of discs, large cost items, bags, carts, baskets. Get that 10% off. It does add up and get that savings. We have no approved PDGA approved discs this episode, so that's interesting. I mean, there's a lot going on. We do know. Obviously, you're not going to have approved discs every week, so this is one of those weeks where we've got a little relief on that list. I'm guessing next week we'll probably have a large list to let you guys know about. But updates on recent and upcoming releases. If you are interested in any of these, some of them are already out there. Some of them are on their way. Discmania, Gannon Buhr Series, Signature Series, Horizon Q-Line Cloudbreaker. Just released yesterday on the 4th. Westside Discs, the Velamo, Mistress of the Waters, mid-range shaped for control glide and effortless flow. Arrived yesterday, May 4th. So go get that if you're a Westside Discs fan. Prodigy announced their H6 400 Glow Plastic Slasher Stamp releases on May 7th. So if you're looking at trying out or adding to your Prodigy collection, that's coming up soon. Discraft announced the Chris Dickerson Signature Edition Roost. Retailers, again, were able to start ordering on May 1st, but the release will be May 22nd. If you want to learn more, links will be down below. And then last but not least, Legacy Discs announced a new swirl plastic mongoose. So go check those out. And then as for the most important item in your disc golf collection, your shoes. We always love to support different options for you to use. Use them on every throw. Vessi and Idio Sports. Both of them lightweight, both of them waterproof. Ideo Sports is a ground-up disc golf company. Ground up, that doesn't sound right. The disc golf specific shoe. They have the Syncrasy and the Brawlers. Go check them out, low top, high tops. And then, of course, Vessi does have a plethora of different types of shoes. You can go check theirs out. I think they're Storm Breaker. I forget off the top of my head. But the difference in these shoes are mainly the rake to the sole. So if you're more of a zero, flatter style shoe, you're going to lean more towards Ideo. If you like more of a running shoe, you're probably going to be leaning towards Vessi. But go check both of them out. Again, links will be down below. That brings us to upcoming events, guys. We do have a couple. We're giving you a heads up on these. This week, May 7th to 10th, the 2026 Barbasol Open at Austin, presented by Hampton Inn Home 2 Suites. Austin East is a DGPT Plus event in Austin, Texas, and we will be seeing that that controversial hole 18, toughest hole 18 on tour at Sprinkle Valley. So stay tuned for that starting on the 7th. And then the following DGPT event, May 21st to 24th, 2026 OTB Open presented by MVP Disc Sports, another DGPT Plus event. We've got 2 of those in a row. We do have a little gap in between there, so we'll see what kind of stuff we can inform you about then. But this OTB Open again in Stockton, California. If you're in the area, go check it out. All right, that brings us to the mailbag, guys, where we give you some products and videos to check out if you haven't seen them. But if you have, check them out again. As for the product, we do have and are highlighting the 2026 DGPT Brixton Slab. They announced these several weeks ago. They are still available. If you'd like some, go check them out. They are $24.99. It's a signed card. Everyone is a signed card encased in a plastic slab. The link for those will be down below. But let me know if you've already picked one up. Let me know what you got. If you're looking at picking one up, who would you like to snag a signature of? And then an announcement from Brixton as well on the 2025 Brixton DGPT hobby boxes, starter boxes, and XL packs. Those should be at Brixton by the end of this week. So if you've ordered those, know that they are on their way soon. Once they get them, they will be working on them nonstop until all orders have been fulfilled. I'm not shy in saying that waiting 6 months to get this product is frustrating. Again, my wife got it for me for Christmas, before Christmas. She's not happy. But again, I'm trying to stay positive here, guys. I love their products. I like the quality of it. I like the visuals that they put on the cards. I'm a big fan of Brixton, whether or not it can be frustrating at times. But if you do need to make any updates on your shipping information, you can send an email to ryan@brixtondiscgolf.com. But just know that if you've ordered any of those, again, the hobby boxes, the Brixton DGPT hobby boxes, starter boxes, or XL packs, they are almost here. Can't wait to see what I get. As for the video, guys, this is going to be simple. Foundation Disc Golf has the Creators Cup going right now. They have a couple episodes out, a couple videos out for it. This Creators Cup is presented by Dynamic Discs, but the link to their channel will be down below. I love watching these things. I like seeing not only the pros throw, but I like these Creator Cup type events. They're always enjoyable to watch. And yeah, go check it out. Let me know what you think. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of the show. This was definitely a shorter episode, which I'm not mad at. But at the end of the show, we do like to give you ways you can save some money. And those being, if you're looking for a bag, you can go to Upper Park Disc Golf, use code Disc Golf Show. You can save some money there. Again, shout out to sponsor Disc Golf Deals USA. Go to discgolfdealsusa.com/Disc Golf Show. Save 10% off of your entire order. Some exclusions do apply, but those big ticket items and large quantity disc orders, plastic orders, accessories, clothes, carts, any of those things, all that money does add up. Save what you can. And then last but not least, Shout out to our local pro shop, Final Nine Sports. If you are in the Sacramento, Northern California area, they have 2 locations, one in Orangevale, one in Rocklin. Always support local if you can. If you do have any items you'd like me to throw in the next episode, feel free to shoot me an email at discgolfshow@gmail.com. Always happy to do so. And before I bounce, hit that subscribe button, that like, share, notifications, all the goods. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.